The central bank continues the actual implementation of banking reform plans. The CBI has completed the first phase of the banking reform process. First of all, we can confirm by this article that there is a plan and they are working towards it, and that is their roadmap. At the end of the day, Iraq is showing us they're going international. We're going to watch it happen. I believe it will RV before the time they gave. The revaluation actually started in 2012. Revaluation is to revalue the currency. This is not to revalue the currency, they're going to reinstate it. It was $3.22 when it was brought down. Because of inflation, do you think $3.22 would be fair over 20 years later? No, I don't think so. Therefore the exchange rate is not going to 1,000, is it? It's saying at 1,320, 1,310. When they lift the 3 zeros, that's be a little over $1 for the citizens. Now that's fair. We do have some interesting news. Article, Economic Researcher, the Iraqi budget enters the danger phase. This article is telling us we are about to see an exponential change. Ministry of Oil announces the start of exporting jet fuel. Quote, the Undersecretary added that the export process is a step in the right direction, to enhance Iraq's role globally among the countries producing and exporting oil and its derivatives. In addition to that, it reflects the prospects for development in the Iraqi oil industry. He explained that the export operations of oil products contribute to increasing the financial revenues achieved from the activities of the oil sector, and thus supporting the national economy. Kuwait withdraws citizenship from those accused of stealing the century in Iraq. The Minister of Finance says we need to adhere to timetables to achieve economic reforms. He is pointing out they have done an exceptional job, but want to speed things up. Part of those economic reforms is an increase in the purchasing power. And they are modernizing their stock market. It has been a booming success. We had numerous articles about the WTO. We already knew they had completed their requirements. Now they're hammering it home again. They're gearing to go international. What are we waiting for? I think what we're waiting for is the exposure of the 2024 tripartite budget. Why? Because it's got components in it for investment to pay for the development projects. The process has defiantly started. It is expected to happen within the next few days and, definitely, within this month. The difference between Kuwait and Iraq is Saddam Hussein printed so much money that their dollars were superinflated. They had to add zeros to their currency. Kuwait didn't add any zeros. If Iraq is going to go to that exchange rate of $3.28, they're not going to do it with these inflated dollars. They're first going to delete the zeros, then they'll change the exchange rate. That means your 25,000 dinar is only going to be 25 dinar. For us Americans, when we go to make our exchange, we now have a 25 note, times $3.28. Your 25 note is now worth $82. Is there a possibility they keep the zeros on there? Yeah, there's a possibility. Anything is possible, but the odds are they're going to remove the zeros. The Kuwaiti dinar has always been the same denominations. Nothing has changed. When Iraq invaded Kuwait, you had quarter, half, 1, 5, 10, 20. After Iraq was chased out, Kuwait just redenominated their currency. They changed the way the banknotes looked is all they changed. They didn't have to change the nominal value of the dollars. There never was a need to delete the zeros. Their currency was not inflated like Iraq's was. There was no inflated dollars, there wasn't a revalue, there was just a reinstatement. They just had new-looking bank notes. That was it. When Iraq invaded Kuwait, Iraq's currency were lower denominations and their rate was $3.22. A government advisor revealed the features of the 2025 financial budget schedules. The financial advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazhar Mohammed Salih, said in a press statement that Article 77/2 of the Federal General Budget Law No. 13 of 2023, which regulates the preparation of the three-year budget, stipulates that the government shall send the budget tables for the years 2024 and 2025 to the House of Representatives for approval before the end of the previous fiscal year. He added that the Ministry of Finance has announced that it is in the process of preparing the general budget tables for the year 2025, in accordance with the constitutional mechanisms adopted by the aforementioned three-year budget law. He pointed out that based on the indicators of budget implementation over the first 2 years provided for by the aforementioned Law No. 13, the Financial Authority has the necessary administrative and financial capabilities to submit the 2025 budget tables to take their legislative path, through discussion and approval in the Council of Ministers and refer them to the House of Representatives before the end of this year. Salih noted that the federal general budget tables for the year 2025 will be based on the constants of the Federal Budget Law No. 13 of 2024, taking into account international and regional economic conditions and their changes.